Okay, good morning. My name is Eunice Chan. And can you tell me your full name, please?
My full name is Chong Shirley.
And what shall I call you?
You can just call me Shirley.
Can you tell me where are you from?
I'm from Ipoh Barat.
Okay, now in this first part, I would like to ask you some information about yourself. So let's talk about childhood. Did you enjoy your childhood?
Yes, I think I enjoy my childhood. I think most of the people will enjoy their childhood, right? I mean, most of the people, mostly. Why I enjoy my childhood? Because I was living in the countryside before, in a big old house. I live with my uncles, aunties, and cousins. In that big house, there is a total of 4 families in it who stay together. And I have 3 siblings, 2 older sister and 1 younger sister. By that time, my younger sister is still in my mother's room, so just 5 of us own just a small room in that house. Although it is just a small room, but every activity we do together in the rooms, like we always watch TV together after the dinner, we always play together. All the laugh and tear, it just happened in the small room. For me, is a sweet and warm memory. If me and my sister get bored to play in the room, can just find the cousins in the house to play together. And I think it's such a sweet memories. Other than that, the deepest memory that I remember when I stay in the countryside is during the Christmas Eve. In my countryside, there's a Santa that will come up when during the Christmas Eve. By that time the clock hit 12 a.m. he will come up and give the present to the children who wait for him at the door there. And my mother used to accompany us to wait for him and get the prize. I think it's a best Christmas experience that I ever have. And the other memory that I have during my childhood is my mother used to send us to school by cycling or walking. It may sound very tiring for us, but I think it's just a great and sweet memory during my childhood. And other than that, my grandparents owns a orchard in the other countryside. After we moved out from the countryside into a small town when I was 6 years old, during the weekends we always go to the orchards with our cousins, play together at there. I still remember that there is a cow that owned by the owner of the neighbor orchard. We used to play with it, but when any of us wear red clothes on that day, we just stay as far as possible from it, because our parents always tell us, right, the cows will get mad on everything in red in color. I think this is some of the highlighted and sweet memories. That's why I enjoy my childhood so much.
Do you have a lot of friends when you were a child?
I think I don't have a lot of friends, but there's few of them. For children, maybe some of them feel that have many friends. It's good to have many friends, but for me, just few of them, maybe 2 or 4 of them is just enough for us. Because I'm a shy and introvert person. When I was a child, even now I'm still a shy and introvert person. Mostly my friends come from my classmates. And the friend I remember the most is during my primary school. She is a pretty and kind girl, and she did very great in her education, and she knows how to play pianos. And She is a prefect in the school. For me, she is a nearly perfect person. I used to go to her house after school to play together, do homework together, or we even learn to cook together.
So do you think it is better for children to grow up in city or in countryside?
I think some of the people may think that it is good for children to grow up in countryside, but some may think that if the children grow up in cities, can prepare them, can give them more opportunity, and it's good for the long run for the rest of their life. But for me, I think both of them also have their pros and cons, and I think mostly because I grew up in countryside, I would say that it's better to let the children grow up in countryside. But I say so because of the good air quality and more healthy food available in the countryside. We all know that the countryside is far from the traffic, far from the buildings, all the factories and air pollutions. It have fresher air there, and normally the countryside is surrounded by many trees, which is very important in filtering the air. And why I say the children stay in countryside will get a healthy food, because normally the person stay in the countryside, they own their own orchard, they plant their own vegetables, they feed their own animals, which are all the natural food without preservative. It is a very good nutrients and balanced diet for the children for their body to grow more healthy. And the children living in countryside have more possibilities to play outside, because the only entertainment they have is play outside with other friends, and instead of the children in the city that just play phone and watch the YouTube, just facing the computer in the rooms. And apart from having a health physically, children in grow up in countryside also were more healthy mentally, because in countryside there is less crime cases, they have less possibility to face with crime and face with those traffic. And also living in a countryside, the children always grow in a big families. They feel more secure, and they feel that everyone is their friends. They can live with everyone peacefully. I think it's better for children to grow in countryside.
Okay, so let's move on to part 2. Now I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. So before you talk, you have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say, and you can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand? So here's some paper and pencil for making notes, and here's your topic. Please don't write anything on the candidate task card. And your 1 minute starts now. Alright, remember you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when the time is up, and you can start speaking now.
I think the family member that I get on well with is my older sister. She is older than me, 3 years old. She is now 25 years old. She is a Taurus, which means that she is really good in managing her money. So she's now working as a sales girl in the pharmacies, and I think mostly because she is the eldest child in the home, she will show her maturities in taking care of three of her younger sisters. And why I get along with her so well is because we have the same obsessions in pretty shirt, in good food, in pretty dessert. We always share to grade each other cook without asking permission of each other, and we always date each other to their newly opened cafe to enjoy the food. She's the one who always pay the bill, and she really loves three of us so much, and she's the one who always remembers our birthday, our anniversary in our family, and so forth. And also she always work hard to keep our family closer. Like she will occasionally organize a family trip, ask for outing for dinner, ask for celebrations of birthday out in the cafe and outside. And I see her as my role model because she's really good in maths, good in taking care of our parents, and she has a versatile, neat handwriting as what I like the most. We do fighting like other sibling does, but I always give her as much space as possible, and I know how and when what to do when she get mad, and she understands what I do that, and she does the same way to me. I think this because of the almost the same characteristic between us, that's why we can be so close to each other.
Okay, so okay, let's move on to part 3. So we've been talking about a family member you are close to, and now I'd like to discuss one or two general questions related to this. So let's talk about family for a moment. Is family important in your country?
And yes, family is really important in my country, Malaysia. As Malaysia is a multi-races country, although it consists of many races, but all the religion in each races also emphasize on the caring for families. We have to respect our parents, we have to love our parents, even our siblings. So family is really important because they are who will love us unconditionally. The family will provide us love, support, and the framework of values to each of its members. And we always get through the ups and downs together. We share our life, joy, and sorrow together. And also, family prioritizing for personal growth of every each of us.
So how has the size of family changed in the last few decades?
Obviously, the size of the families becomes smaller and smaller in the last few decades. It's because of the fertility rates have been persistently low in many countries, leading to a smaller family. This mostly because of the contraceptions that being practiced in most of the families nowadays, which they choose to they decide how many children they want to have instead of just born as much as they want. And we can see that many married people have entered the workforce now, and they're really busy in their work, in their job, and they don't really willing to spend much time to take care of their children, and they feel that it's a burden to spend much time and effort in taking care of their children, and it's really burden to raise up a children because you have to spend much money on that in order to get a better education for them.
So what roles do grandparents play in the family in your country?
As parents, I think in my country, the grandparents is taking over the role of the new generation parents. When I say new generation parents, because they always focus in their works instead of taking care of their children. The grandparents now is the one who cook for the children, who take care of their children, who help the children in their homework, and listen to their problems.
Okay, finally, let's discuss about old age and retirement. Who do you think should be responsible for the care of elderly, the family or the government?
And both also should take care of the elderly. As family members, parents is the one who raised us up, that spends almost half of their lifetime in raising us up. And when our parents is old, we should pay back the debt for them and taking care of them when there is old. But how about the parents without children? That's why the government should take the responsibility to take care of them, because when they are young, they already contribute much of their time in this society. That's why the government should take care of them.
At what age should people retire from?
I think the most suitable age is 65 years old, as the average age of death in Malaysia is 75 years old. I think the 10 years of retirement life is just good and enough for them, as is not too long and too short for them.
Okay, what problems can people face after retirement?
I think the most important problem is they have to cope themselves with the transition of retirement life, because they have after retirement they have no purpose, like their life is without purpose. They have nothing to do and they feel useless and not that productive as before. They have to cope with the emotional change during that time, and also the loneliness after the retirement, as by the time the retirement, most of the children has built their own family. They have no time to accompany them. They have to live in their own, so they will feel so lonely.
Okay, thank you very much. This is the end of Speaking Test Solution.
Thank you.